Namaskar, I'm Ewak. So here's a video review of what we've seen on the calendar. I'll go through them point by point. So the first point is when the page loads, the filters do not initially appear. So let me give you an example of what we're looking at. This is the Sadhanapada link you've sent us. I put that link in the address bar, and you see that the filters are not here. Initially, the filters are not here. When I scroll over, I can see the filters. So the filters should appear as soon as the page loads. This is the first point. So the second point is, again, when I put the link in the search bar and I press return, check the images. The images first appear Isha and then the image comes up. This is not okay. At the very least, if the image will not load real quick, have a white space, no Isha logo, and then when the image loads, we'll have the image over here. So let me refresh to give you another look. Check this image out over here. See, it's Isha and then the image. Just have a white background and then the image will come up. All right. Another point is, on all our free programs, the option early bird discount available should not be there. So let me show you what I mean. Let me refresh the page. So for free whatever, yoga for food or whatever program that starts with free, there should not be the early bird discount available. All right. Another point is, as I mentioned earlier in another video, if there is a jump between month to month, this should be August 31-September 1. Shouldn't be August 31-1. This is not clear. August 31-September 1. Alright? Please correct that. Date is Sept, S-E-P-T 03. S-E-P-T, not S-E-P. S-E-P-T, please. Alright? And for single digit days, 03. Okay, again on desktop, and I mentioned this earlier, the learn more should be wider. The learn more call to action button should be like somewhere here till here. I mentioned this earlier. And look at this learn more and look at this learn more. Why is this at the bottom of this icon and there's that space? So please have everything uniform. All right, so this is not aligned with this. All right. Another thing with the date, this date should be a little bigger. Yes, so this date should be a little bigger. Not as big as this, but definitely bigger than that. Got to be a little more visible. SEPT again, but make it a little bigger, please. Another point is, on all the programs in the calendar, we see an early bird discount available. However, on our PMS backend, this option is enabled for only 10% of our programs. So where is this early bird discount available coming from? Where are you getting it from? Is it a design? It's just you put it here as a design, or are you taking it from somewhere? Because essentially we need you to take that information from our PMS backend. Alright, so this is very, very important. This should not be a design that is stable on all the programs. And concerning the program filter, something seems to be broken. So if I search for Jalanati, for instance, oh, it's here.
Oh, no, it's
I think Sid, I think they're working on it now, right?
Yeah, they might be working on it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, so the Jalanati is working, but I believe you're working on the calendar. But just to be on the safe side, if I go to mental wellness package, two things I see. One is when I filter by the program, it takes a couple of seconds for the actual programs to load. This should be instantaneous. On the current site now, it is instantaneous. And another thing, something is not proper. See, mental wellness, 2 3 seconds, and then this comes up. But obviously, you see, this is not done yet. So I believe you're working on it. I hope you are. But I just wanted to bring this to your attention. Another thing is when I filter for Surya Kriya, all the Surya Kriya programs are coming up, but I see the Surya Kriya over here. So I'm not gonna check all the programs, but these are just pointers for all the programs basically. And again, this is August 31 dash September SEPT 01 SEPT. All right. Pause. Another point, my friends, is when I filter with from date, I'm getting this. So again, I hope you are still working on it. But this should be proper for all programs, for all calendars, for all dates. That's one point. Another point is I shouldn't be able to select dates that have passed by. So today's the 28th. So basically 27, 25, whatever, from 1 till 27, it should be grayed out and not clickable. That's another thing we'd like to have, please. Another thing is you have taken this entire row and centered it, but it doesn't look centered with upcoming program. So please, the program and the location, please center it with upcoming program, and the X clear button can be somewhere over here. That is fine with us. But these two have to be aligned and centered with upcoming program. All right. The next point is concerning the short code for filters. So Sid, who's on the call with me now, is going to go ahead and explain that for you. Go ahead, Sid.
So regarding the shortcodes, I've looked at this web page on the WordPress backend that you sent on Asana, and on the actual text box in the WordPress where you can enter the shortcodes, I've noticed that you've only used certain shortcodes. For example, a filter for Surya Kriya, and also that a program enabled is equal to 1. But we don't have a demo of the full range of shortcodes, so it would be good in the next few days if you can maybe give a few examples of the shortcodes being used on separate pages. Maybe make a page for like the calendars that would be used in the London Center, and then make a page for the calendars that would be used in the Hatha Yoga page that we're going to implement, but with different shortcodes. So varying the shortcodes and showing us how these works, so that we can just have a quick overview, because right now we don't have a demo of the whole range of shortcodes. So maybe that could be something that we see in the next couple of days.
Just to add to that, on the initial document I have shared with you, there are like, I believe, maybe 5 or 6 filters. So basically, on each page, we're going to use 1, 2, or 3 filters. On another page, we're going to use maybe 2 filters. So these filters should have something like an on and off switch button, so we can decide which filter to use on which page. All right. So another thing is this was Surya Kriya, and with the from date, I clicked the clear filter, and I still got this, nothing happened, and still Surya Kriya is in the URL. So when I clear filter, this should be removed from the URL, and this obviously has to go back to the original setting.
Yep.
So again, on the previous video, I mentioned that the headline for the program should be in the font Fedra Serif B Pro. I mentioned that in the earlier video, so please ensure that all the headlines of all the programs is in that font. Again, it's over here. Point number 3. And for the learn more text and the program description text, the font style should be Fedra Sans STD for all the programs. So please go ahead and take care of that. On mobile view, a few changes we'd like to have, please. One is, let's please have some space between select program and select location. It looks too close to each other. Another thing is, please center this bar and this bar with these bars. So this is not looking aesthetically nice, especially that this is out, but not even aligned with this one. So here's an idea for you: from and below a date and to date, to below a date, so it'll give you more space to center these ones, these bars to these bars. All right, so please go ahead and take care of that. This is not looking really nice. Another thing, guys, is for the mobile view for the video, there's a gap over here that doesn't look nice, and there's a spacing issue over here between August and this workshop. So please, let's have everything uniform. So consider this an image, and everything should be uniform in terms of spacing, in terms of gaps, in terms of everything. So please go ahead and take care of that.